Yeah, you sound good.
Okay.
It was actually the smoothest sound check we've ever had. 2 seconds, in and out. Bing, bang, boom. Bada bing. You know?
That's good.
The thing is, listen, because I had everything queued up, set up, EQ'd, ready to rock and ready to roll, my babies, because I like to be here 15 minutes early, 15 minutes late. I stay up here editing, my guys. I want you guys to only have the freshest of the fresh for your little earballs, so you get to listen to all the tasty treats. You didn't like that one? Earballs, eyeballs. You see, you eat with your eyes first, and you... Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. The tastiest pod for the earballs. Yeah, we're gonna cut this out anyway. So
Yeah, okay.
maybe not. Hey. I'm informal today. I'm going with the tu form instead of the usted form today. Because, you know, guys, I feel like we know each other pretty well by now. It's a fireside chat. There's really no need for me to introduce myself, but I'll do it anyway. Hey, guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting team. Podcasting team? Fartcasting team.
Okay.
Coming at the gates hot.
I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half. Guys, welcome to episode 15. 15, everybody.
We did it.
We did it. Hey,
Dude, this is our pod's quinceañera. Celebrate with us. It's a celebración. Felicidades.
yes, welcome.
Yeah.
So, happy National Voter Registration Day.
It is National Voter Registration Day.
Everybody get out there. You know, you're going to want to check your status to make sure that you're registered. And then you're going to want to register if you're not.
We're not talking about your relationship status, my babies.
No.
We're talking about your voter status. But here's the thing, guys. I don't like to get overly political on this show. That's why I want to wish you a happy National Queso Day instead.
It's also National Queso Day. It's also National Care for Kids Day.
And here's the thing. I spent all day
Caring for kids?
at a children's hospital doling out queso.
Yeah.
Caring for kids, saying, hey, you look like you need some queso.
Yeah.
Tasty queso.
And I was in the lobby signing people up to vote.
Guys,
We're really out here.
the calling of this podcast is far higher than you could have ever imagined. We're giving out queso, caring for kids, signing up voters.
Just trying to do our part.
I would say we're doing more than our part.
We really are. What you been doing?
We're doing y'all's part. That's what I've been doing. I've been doing everyone's part. Just carrying everybody on my back, on my broad, strong 100-pound lifting shoulders.
Just doling out
queso.
dollops of queso.
Oh gosh, a dollop is such an amazing unit of measure.
It's great.
I like a dollop, and I like that they on Food Network call just a nub of butter. Is it a knob or a nub?
A pat.
No, that's a pat. I'm talking about a knob or a nub.
I don't know.
It's one or the other. Michael Simon says it, but he has that accent, and he talks like you can't fully understand him. Well, you can.
Does he not say pat?
You know, he says knob or nub. He says one or the other. He never says pat. He would never say pat because the man cooks with a lot of butter.
I don't like that.
Butter?
Hey guys, Brandon has a man bun.
I do today. It's
a sprout.
It's erupting from the top of my head.
It's a sprout.
It's cranium fireworks, guys. I am so full of excitement and joy that it's literally exploding out of my hair follicles.
Out of my cranium.
What I've been doing lately, guys, this is something Lindsay does, is when she comes out of the bathroom after doing her evening preparations, meaning just face...
Her toilette. That's what we call it.
Well, when I do the toilette, I do a totally different thing. But when she comes out, she says... She has her hair swept to the side, and it's not her natural part, and it sticks up like a haystack head. And I would say, what's up, haystack head? And she looks at me and she says, I'm letting my part rest. And then she sits down.
I get it.
And that's what it's doing. So
get it. No. Listen, this is a real thing. People out there who have longer hair, ladies and gents, when you wear your hair a certain way all day, if it doesn't move from that part, which is rare in Oklahoma, you know, the wind comes sweeping down the plains.
It sure does. Windy City.
Comes sweeping down the scalp.
Wind comes sweeping down the scalp.
Title, maybe. But when you get home at night, if you flip it over, it hurts.
Don't do it.
It's very sore. So I'm sorry, interrupted. Go ahead.
No, so I've been at home lately. My hair is just a mess right now. And
I didn't realize it was long enough to do.
Well, that's because
a
you don't
sprout.
pay attention to me and you don't read my blog. But guys,
I don't. What's the address?
I've HTTPS.
Okay.
://
Okay.
Brandon's Man Pony at blogspot.com. And I've been
There are people literally right now.
Gosh.
Googling.
And what if there is one out there and it's like really messed up stuff? Like it's a
We'll check it.
It's a dude.
Producer, will you look that up right now?
It's a dude named Brandon who dresses as a pony. He's Brandon's Man Pony, and he gallivants around shirtless. He's a centaur man. A sensual centaur man.
You know what?
Is that a thing?
Producer's showing me the screen right now.
No, nothing.
Please don't go to it.
Is Brandon's Man Pony a thing?
Don't go to it.
Is it a thing?
Don't go to it.
Is it?
Don't go to it.
Okay.
So what you been doing this week?
Well.
Moving right along.
Well, I've been resting my part. And but no, at home, I have home clothes, and I have respect enough for you that I'm wearing a long sleeve tee today.
Okay.
But
I don't care.
well, you would. My normal home clothes are it is a tattered rag.
They're translucent.
It's not even that. It has
Your
no
shirts
sleeves.
are translucent.
It has no sleeves. It hangs down past my waist. It's nary a garment.
Guys,
it's an apron.
Brandon, an apron.
It's an apron. I've been
a
wearing
translucent apron.
Brandon in a man pony with a translucent apron. Guys.
Don't Google that either.
I Bing it though.
Don't.
I like to get home from a hard day at work, and I like to plop down my tuchus on the couch, but first and foremost, I put on my comfies, my stretchy pants, my tattered apron, and my updo.
My updo. I sweep it up.
And guys, I'm feeling sassy tonight because it's bachelorette night, and I'm gonna have a man pony for the most dramatic episode of The Bachelor,
which is every episode.
Every episode.
Come on, Chris.
It's
not Chris
even
Harrison
Chris,
anymore.
Jesse.
See, it's I haven't been watching the last couple seasons.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now.
Okay.
They got rid of Chris, and
I know.
They brought in Jesse, and he's a footy ball boy, and the ladies seem to like the Jesse.
Was he the Bachelor? Jesse Palmer.
He was a
I
Jesse
watched
Palmer,
that
the footy ball
years
bachelor.
ago.
Yes, and this season is terrible. I mentioned it on a previous episode.
Because it's double.
It's too many. Where I'm seeing double. It's too many. It's too many bachelorettes, and there's turmoil, internal turmoil. One guy liking her, going around.
That's what makes it great, though.
Well, no, it's not. But anyways, so yeah, that's what. Okay, let me get back up to what I've been doing this week.
Yeah, you got a big night planned.
Yeah, well, listen, just me and Lynn's, just a couple saucy broads watching.
You gonna
a couple
eat some
saucy
queso?
No, because I actually spatchcocked and roasted a whole chicken today.
You did.
I was carving it as you showed up to record this episode.
You were hacking it to bits.
So I was really doing a bad job of it, actually.
No, I didn't mean that as to disparage
That's how I took it.
Butchering.
Butchery. Your chicken butchery.
Chicken
Pollo butchery.
But it is very smoky in here.
Yeah, well, I will smoke up a house with a food. I'm very terrible. The end result I find is always delicious, but
it often smells like bacon in here.
I eat bacon
and nog champa.
I eat bacon daily, and I burn nog champa daily. just a fella in a translucent apron with a man bun and stretchy pants, roasting chickens, eating bacon, and burning
watching
nog
The
champa.
Bachelorette.
I am a mystery wrapped in a riddle today.
This is 39.
Oh gosh.
So it is so hot.
You didn't let me finish what I was doing this week.
Oh, okay.
And the reason.
But it's so hot. Continue.
It is. It's so hot. Guys, listen. I'm
mad about it.
The only reason I bring up what I'm doing, because it's not been all that interesting this week, but I did spend some time yesterday in the studio
and by time you mean 12 hours.
Yeah. With Michael Trepanier.
Yes.
And so now he's been referenced.
Hi, buddy.
And the reason that he's being referenced is because one of the first things he said, hello was probably the first thing he said.
Sure.
Well, first off, I showed up. He very politely, he sent Ethan and me both a message saying, hey, I got some muffins if you guys want a blueberry muffin.
Oh,
very kind
thoughtful.
of him. And I said something to the effect of how I didn't want a muffin. And he was like, well, fine. No muffins for Birdwell. And I showed up, and there was a muffin box with a note on top of it that said, "No muffins for Birdwell, heart management." And so I can only assume the people at Sprouts decided that I didn't get the muffins and not Michael Trepanier. But one of the first things he said to me is just very casually, he goes, "Well, you guys did a gnocchi episode, so I had to make some gnocchi." He made gnocchi.
We're influencers.
We're inspiring people to make gnocchi noodles.
Yay!
Yeah, and I told him immediately, well, I'm trying to get about that gnocchi life, and so I need you to make me some gnocchi.
The gnocchi, you're stoked on the gnocchi?
I'm stoked on the gnocchi.
What did you say? I'm trying to get into that gnocchi culture.
Trying to get into the gnocchi culture. That's what it is. And Michael Trepanier is in the gnocchi culture.
He's doing it.
He's in the gnocchi. Okay, so what have you been doing this week?
He's in the gnocchi.
Yeah, that's what, yes.
I don't really have a whole lot of interesting things,
Why
guys.
are there so many bullet points on your agenda?
Because I'm just trying to think, like, this was me. I'm a verbal processor, and since you will not speak to me about the agenda, I have to verbally process through typing on the page. And I write it all out, and then in the moment I decide. But I did want to talk about how hot it was. Did I mention that?
You did. You mentioned how hot it was.
It's like 100.
And it feels like
And it's September 20th.
Yeah.
It's National Queso Day,
It feels
guys.
like Mother Earth decided she was going to give us a little head fake and start to cool us down just a little bit. And now she's coming back in with a vengeance.
You know why? Because we haven't been good to her.
Dude, it's true. We haven't. But
We
listen,
have not been good to her.
I will not apologize to her.
I will.
With it being as hot as it is
I'm about to preach a sermon on it.
on Mother Earth,
Creation.
of Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, listen.
It's so hot, guys. The other day, Hope had a soccer game. The other day, Saturday.
It's called football.
I
And they're
have
called matches.
never been hotter. And I know I've said this about every sporting
Yeah,
event
you
in the
really
last
have.
month. Also, but it was the combination of the heat and the wind. Because nothing will make this girl madder than some wailing wind coupled with searing heat.
I'm sure there was some dust getting kicked up.
So much dust.
Yeah.
My eyes were they're still gritty.
Yeah, they are. They look. You look.
They look reddish.
You look
brown.
bad. You look. Listen. Here's the thing, guys. She doesn't look bad by like conventional standards. It's much worse than that. She looks like a lifer.
Oh my God.
She looks as though she's seen a thing or two.
She looks like she's been sitting on the sidelines of a soccer game.
She looks like she's taken the road less traveled and come back worse for the wear.
Worse for the wear.
Guys, listen.
Bless
Sometimes
her.
that's what you do for your kids.
Yeah, you do.
You sacrifice it all.
You do.
You spend a day.
Can I say something though? And listen, I meant to tell this to the people a couple weeks ago. And this is about a product I found.
Oh,
Sponsor us.
sponsor us.
And I don't know the name of the company.
That's not how it goes.
I know. It's a stadium seat. That is a game changer.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what's going to really aggravate an old injury that you got at Jazzercise.
Go on.
A broken coccyx.
You simply must care for your coccyx the older you get.
Guys, Crindy and I used to go to Jazzercise. I'm talking 8 to 10 years ago, probably. I lose track of time.
Okay.
I used to go to Jazzercise with Crindy.
Yeah,
guys.
no, that's cool.
And the person.
That's cool.
Let me tell you what happened to me. One time in a class, it was a cardio situation. We were doing some floor work.
Okay, sure.
Okay. I was down there doing some floor work. I really didn't in the moment know exactly what had happened. But come to find out, my tailbone has been cracked. And do you know who, and to add
Doing
in
low impact cardio at a jazzercise class.
No, this makes it worse.
Hollow bones.
Listen, this makes it worse. The person next to me, your kindergarten teacher. And I am still struggling with this thing. Like when I was in school, I had to sit on like a special cushion because sometimes it would just get aggravated. So what I'm saying is,
Sponsor us, Calcium. Please.
Sponsor us, Bone and Joint
Please.
Hospital.
Could we get a holler from Big Milk? Could we get something?
know lots of people who have cracked a tailbone, and it
from
still
your
gives
from
them
your
trouble.
support group, from your cracked tailbone support group.
They all went to Jazzercise circa 2010.
And you guys just get together and just support each other, and you give yourselves a fun nickname. You're called the Cocksixmen, and you guys like to get together and talk about.
We have T-shirts, we have hats, and matching donut cushions.
And matching, I don't want to call them diapers. They're more like padding.
It's a garment.
It's a garment. It's a tattered butt pad garment.
But this is where we are, okay? So I have been sitting a lot on the bleachers. You know, I got 2 football players. We've talked about this. I got a soccer player.
You do? Well, you've got 3 football players, just different types of football.
That's right.
Yeah, such an American.
That's right. And so it was really giving me a lot of trouble. So I found this seat, and it's a folding thing. It's like a backpack. And I can't believe I'm mentioning it and don't have the name. It's a thing I bought on Amazon.
Yeah, I feel like...
Game changer.
That's what it should be called.
Literally.
That's what it should be called.
Sponsor us, Game Changer.
Game Changer. Let's do it.
I wanted people to know about that. Guys, I want to give you an update on the leak in the floors at my house.
The sewage?
Told you it wasn't sewage.
The doo-doo?
It wasn't sewage. Phew. That's what I said.
Phew.
That's what I said last week.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here,
sewage.
feces.
So we did have a plumber come, and we had a contractor come.
Yeah.
We're going to have to replace all the floors in our house. Oh. That's the bad news.
Yeah, that's not good news.
It's not great news. Still waiting on the grand total for that. But guys, it's not sewage.
But insurance,
for sure.
Insurance will cover it, though.
Well, some of it.
Not all of it?
We don't know yet. We're still awaiting claims and all the information. Also, guys, I wanted to give you an update on the JanSport saga.
Oh, yeah?
Harrison's JanSport, we've been singing their praises. Our friend Mary told us all about their Fire Fall line back to school.
I've got beef. I haven't heard from Mary.
She's our field producer.
She is, and I haven't heard from her.
Hi, Mary.
So I'm left relying on this producer in here, who I'm certain does nothing. And Mary, I'm sure she's out there shaking the trees, really turning over every rock, trying to find every opportunity that we can have. I just
to produce in the field.
I just need communication. I just need communication.
We need feedback, Mare.
We need feedback.
We need funny feedback.
Yeah, because
you're
funny.
hilarious.
Because you're funnier than we are.
You really are.
And we're the stupid idiots with microphones.
So I sent Harrison's backpack off to JanSport. It had a couple tears in it. I thought that they were going to send me back a brand new one, but they did something even nicer.
What'd they do?
They lovingly repaired the backpack that my son loved.
Well, yeah.
They lovingly repaired it with love.
Are you positive that it was lovingly? Yeah. Did they send you a video?
They sewed it up with heartstrings from their heart.
I hate you.
So stupid.
So much.
But they fixed it. So I'm just saying, I continue to sing the praises of JanSport. They stand behind their product.
Well, I mean, listen, if there's one thing that we've learned about the fine folks at JanSport, sponsor us, JanSport. We have learned that they have established a legacy of quality, customer service, and backpacks. They've done it so well for so long. Yeah, they're the Tom Brady's of backpack making.
Don't ever retire JanSport.
Let me tell you something about Tom Brady.
Okay.
I drafted him for my fantasy football team.
And?
Because I love him.
Yeah.
And
he's my age.
I'm undefeated so far this season.
Hey.
In 2 leagues, but listen.
I bet he has a cracked tailbone.
Tom Brady. Well, listen. No, he's exceptional. Takes exceptional care of himself. But here's the thing.
He has to.
He's going through some marital struggles with Giselle Bündchen.
Grindy told me all about it.
And of course she did. She reviewed their marriage.
She did
via text, via Siri.
Yes.
Which I would love to see how Siri spelled out Giselle Bündchen.
Yes.
But I heard that he was having some marital issues, and I was going to draft him.
Shame.
And I thought to myself, this could go one of 2 ways. Tom Brady could either be bogged down by this and it could distract him, or he could rise above adversity. And if there's one thing I know about Tom, that's what I call him, Tom, he pushes through difficulty. So I drafted him.
Yeah.
He's not doing great. His team's doing great, but he's not doing great.
So that's a tough deal.
He's my ride or die, though. I'm going to stick with him.
Okay.
I'm still undefeated.
Okay.
So it's fine. Back to what you were saying, whatever
Back to what
it
I was saying.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, dead air.
I'm sorry. I lost my place on the agenda.
Are you to the chips? Or are you still talking about, oh, you want to do your fact checker thing?
I want to do my fact checker.
Because you're so worried that a person that will never hear this had their name mispronounced.
Listen, the co-founder of Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company is a listener, okay?
Redacted.
Last episode, I made reference to this person, the co-founder of Ritz-Carlton, who served as president and COO of Ritz-Carlton Hotels, who served as a consultant for Chick-fil-A, told them to say my pleasure, told them to put fresh flowers on the table. I said his name was Fritz Schulze. It's Horst Schulze.
Both equally ridiculous names.
I love the names.
Yeah. Borscht Holster. Both...
Okay, now you're ruining it.
Just a holster full of borscht.
I'm trying to improve relations with Mr. Schulze. Sponsor us, Horst Schulze.
Sponsor us, Horst Borscht. Sponsor us, Hork Borstington.
Okay, guys, we want to mention right now that we're on all the social media platforms at CHWH Pod. And on those, we do chip reviews. We got a few chip suppliers.
We do. We're
keep us in the chips. Speaking of,
I was about to say, careful throwing around in the chips.
Would you like to try to smooth things over with Barry?
Yes, because I know his name.
Yeah,
and it's Barry, and he's
Barry Chipsman.
He's the sandwiches of history guy. Here's one thing. Speaking of atonement. In an early episode, I was just getting into sandwiches of history, and I think Barry was just starting to hit his stride.
Yeah. And
his reviews have improved significantly.
They have. And he's very animated.
I love him, and I cinema slid into the DMs with in the chips. Slid into the chips.
He did.
And Barry and I had a little brief Instagram exchange. And yes, we did. And
chips.
We talked chips. We talked about. I felt like I was just starstruck.
Yeah.
So I was text messaging with LeBron James.
Brush with greatness.
I was on the court with LeBron James, and trying to talk chips with Barry.
He complimented one of our reviews.
Yeah. He said, "Well done."
Well done.
Which, listen, I'm not a steak baby, so I'm going to take that as a compliment. Listen, because compliments like that are rare, Bear, and I am just so grateful. And I'm going to keep. Listen, I'm coming for him, man. I'm going to keep coming and talk to him, and I'm going to be his friend. I'm going to befriend.
Hopefully, he doesn't listen to early episodes.
Well, if he does,
he'll understand. It's a journey,
and he'll get to this one, and he'll be like, you know what? These
I've won him over.
This is how he feels.
Yeah.
So thank you, Barry.
Thanks, Barry,
for complimenting our chip eating.
Thanks, Bear. So be looking out.
This is. I don't know.
I'm so tired and I'm so hot.
Are you hot?
It's all I can. So hot.
Is it hot?
It is. It's all I can do. The other day when you were being so dramatic about the heat and you were like, for my mental health.
Okay.
No, listen. I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
I'm on the verge of insanity.
I see your glistening face through the pantyhose. I can tell.
Am I shiny?
Just a dewy heap of a human.
A dewy heap?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we have talked a lot on this podcast.
In general.
About
We've just talked a lot.
For 15 hours.
And frankly, I don't know that it's amounted to anything at this point.
Whatever.
It's amounted to chips.
Well, and also about what I'm about to say right now. It's amounted to, we're now ambassadors for the island territory of Guam.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Did you? I think about it every day.
Well, I
think about that privilege every day.
I forgot about it because the minute I was given that high honor, I started to work on what my platform was going to be, how I was going to support the people of Guam, support the children, give them queso, get them registered to vote. I've been doing the big work in Guam.
They can't vote.
While you're over here just standing on your float doing the princess wave.
To the people of Guam.
To the people of Guam.
Good people of Guam.
Good people of Guam. Howley here to tell you.
To tell you nothing.
To tell you to vote.
That you need to know.
Vote for cheese.
And care for kids.
Sorry, please move the pantyhose.
So we got such a wonderful SpeakPipe message from our listener from Guam. And producer, if you could cue that up, we'd love to share it with the people and then talk a little bit more about Guam afterwards.
I think that we're going to do a lot of talking about Guam because Guam deserves it. Yeah, that's right.
Come with us to Guam. It's my travel song.
Buenas and half a day from Guam. Wanted to thank you guys so much for all the positive press that you've been giving Guam.
Yeah.
It's been so awesome. The last major press that we've gotten was when North Korea wanted to bomb us. So this is much better.
Ooh.
And I really appreciate it. Most people don't know much about Guam. So this is an educational gift that you're giving your podcast listeners.
Yeah.
You know, we're located in the South Pacific.
Okay.
And we're actually where America's Day begins.
Oh.
It's a really high honor for us, but we sadly don't have Amazon Prime or those things that hold your gas pumping when you're getting gas.
You have to stand there
And
pump it?
I was thinking maybe you guys could do something
Harumph.
about that. I really feel like you probably have the power.
We do. We do. Thank you.
And the sponsors who back you to do something about that.
Well, no.
I would appreciate it. Anyways, as a fellow Stillwater Late Night Shopping Channel watcher, we also love the podcast and we feel so connected to you guys. We'd like to invite you to come out to Guam anytime.
Get out of here.
Please come anytime you'd like. Sadly, we don't have a Marriott for Jeff's points.
Oh, okay.
But if you make that 30-hour trip to come to Guam,
Really?
please stay at our house.
That's
And
2 times as long as our whole
especially if you bring
podcast
the
is.
Wisers.
Oh.
What'd she say at the end?
She said you can come stay at our house, especially if you bring the Wisers.
Oh,
Dear
dear friends.
friends.
Listen, can I tell you something? Everything she said was true. We do have the power. We do have the sponsors. Our Orbit executive was flying out to Guam.
Our dentist.
Our Crentist
get us there.
will get us to Guam. Listen, between Crentists, Chips,
Yeah.
Orbit execs, our spot in Guam, maybe we call in a favor to Big Barry with the Chips.
Sure.
And I think we can make it at least a third of the way to Guam. I feel like we're working on it.
A third of the way. We'll just be paddling in the ocean with our chips.
Guam, where America's Day begins.
Isn't that fascinating?
The Folgers of the United States, the people of Guam. The best part of waking up is Howlies in your Guam. What was that? Sick.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what we know about Guam.
Happening.
Guam is a U.S. island territory
You're doing it. You're doing like a full on.
in Micronesia.
You're going full on Guam.
Well, Mindy said that. Hi, Mindy and
Hi,
fam.
Mindy.
Thanks for the invite. You know what we'd love to do? A live CHWH
From Guam.
from Guam.
I mean, listen, guys.
30 hours is a long time.
We only have 15 hours worth of this podcast to listen to on the way there. There's not even enough. We haven't potted enough to make it to Guam.
We haven't. Wouldn't it be amazing if our 30th episode
Was from Guam.
was from Guam?
But then we're coming home with that. We'd have to stay there for another 30 episodes, so we'd have enough to
Okay.
listen to on the way back. You're gonna stay in Guam
For
for
30
30 weeks. The answer is yes. The answer is yes because we are essentially royalty over there at this point.
It's an island nation. We could surf. Mindy's daughters surf.
You can barely walk,
Okay.
and the sun.
I do have an aggravated tailbone.
You do. You are a clumsy, broken human.
Ferdinand Magellan probably landed on Guam in the 1500s. We don't know for sure. But so what that did is Spain took it.
Go on.
Spain took it.
Please, you pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. In this Guam lesson from Professor Dingus over here.
So it remained with Spain until 1898 when, during the Spanish-American War, the U.S. took control of it. Then it was briefly occupied by Japan
Okay.
in World War II after the Pearl Harbor attack.
Sorry. Water went down the wrong thing.
Then Allied forces retook it in 1944. It was made a U.S. territory in 1950.
Okay.
And today, about 1/3 of the land in Guam is owned by U.S. Armed Forces. You know who served there? Who was stationed there? Our Papa.
It says it on the agenda, so I do know that now. I didn't know that before.
Our Papa Birdwell was stationed
Did
on
you
Guam.
find this out in your Guam research, or was this just
knew that.
logged? You knew that?
One of my favorite pictures of him, I think you have it on your wall out here, is him in his Navy uniform.
Is that in Guam?
Looking all rakish,
He
hand
was,
on hip,
He was rakish.
just looking dashing.
Just looking like just an absolute beefcake. An American GI beefcake over there.
He was so handsome.
Just defending,
Walter.
defending, serving, and breaking hearts. Yeah. Just a absolute beef castle.
Walter.
That
is the last word I would use to describe
He's not. He was
our
very
precious grandfather.
And he was not a large man. He was very slight.
Yeah.
Of build. So not a beef castle.
Not at all.
Like an a 70-30 beef castle.
Lean
Not
mean.
an 85, not an 80-20. He was a lean beef castle.
That's right. What? So, Mindy, we cannot thank you enough for your support. We love you. We love the island nation of Guam.
We are affiliated.
The island territory, I'm sorry.
Oh gosh.
The U.S. island territory of Guam.
The U.S. island territory of Guam. Cold hands, warm hearts salute you, the U.S. island territory of Guam.
Come with us to Guam.
Yeah. Finger symbols would have been great there, but I don't have them.
Where are your sound effects?
I took the slide whistle to the studio yesterday because I keep that thing on me everywhere I go.
Okay. Did you leave it there?
Gotta stay strapped. No, it's in my back. It's in my backpack.
All right, guys. We are so pumped because you guys have been sending us your accidental texts.
They're really good.
And they might be our new favorite things. Because you know what people send accidentally? Weird texts.
Weird text.
So we got some from our friend Zeke, and we wanted to share one tonight. We're recording at night, guys.
Yeah. Do we sound like we're recording at night?
Does it sound like the night?
Does it sound cold hands, warm hearts, nights? Does it sound, guys, like I roasted a whole chicken and I'm waiting to eat it? Does it sound like that? Because that's what happened.
Reality.
Rihanna. Mm-hmm. It's really what I thought you were saying when you started to say reality. I was like, what is
That's Rihanna. My friend Emily Weiser the other day was talking
loves Rihanna.
She loves her.
I like every third or fourth time I see her, she's in a Rihanna concert tee. She loves
her.
Queen Riri, and it's called me Rude Boy, come on, hey, now. That's Emily Weiser.
Full face of Fenty makeup.
Fenty
every time we see her.
Makeup.
She was talking about the pandemic the other day, and she called it the pandemi Lovato, and it made me laugh really hard.
I get it, and I agree. Because
it made me laugh really hard, and I don't know. It caught me right at the right moment.
Yeah, that Demi Lovato, she's something else.
Yeah. Okay, so this text came to our friend Zeke.
I'm not a fan of Demi Lovato, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so our friend Zeke got this text.
Team Selena.
Oh.
Are they rivals?
I don't know. You're looking at me like I know.
Feels like they should be.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
Selena
Gomez.
Pop stars.
Listen. They're all the Disney kids, all grown up.
Sponsor us, Disney kids.
You know, if I have to pick, I'm Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
Nickelodeon. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Disney.
Oh, but we love Disney.
Yeah, but
for our viewing pleasure.
Yeah. It's Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. So Zeke got this text. The person says, hello. And Zeke says, hi, who's this? Hey, Ada.
Okay.
This is Amy. I have an appointment with a golf coach to play golf on weekends. Do you want to go together? Zeke says, wrong number. And this person says, what? Are you sure you're not Ada? Are you kidding me?
No.
No.
I'm not Ada.
Amy? No.
Amy, so do Ada and Amy know each other? Is Ada a real cut up? Is she a real good jokester?
I don't know. She's trying to learn golf.
Well, sure.
On the weekends.
Golf it's a life skill. It's the sport of a lifetime.
It's a life sport. That's what Crindy would always say.
Golf and bowling.
Learn golf. It's a life sport. That and tennis.
Yeah, tennis. Mm-hmm. I'm really bad at tennis.
Jeff played tennis in high school.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a thing that Jeff would be good at.
Yeah.
Tennis. Mm-hmm. It's very sophisticated.
But the best is, what? Are you sure
Yeah.
you're not Ada?
Like-
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like I just am imagining
Just makes me laugh.
that these two folks, Ada and Amy, met each other out and about one day, like maybe at a supermarket, and Amy is probably a real chatterbox. Started talking to a stranger in the frozen food section about things she wanted to do with her life. She's like, you know what I'm thinking about doing? Hitting the links. I'm thinking about getting out there and learning a life sport. And Ada was like, I don't know what to do with this lady. She gives her some false digits. She hits her with the wrong number.
It's Zeke.
And it's Zeke. And now Amy is furious with Ada. This is what I'm picturing has happened.
And Zeke is so kind to reply.
Yeah, he could have really blown that off. But if he was really kind, you know what he would have done?
What's that?
Set up a tea time and gone out and played golf with Amy.
Missed opportunity, Zeke.
You really could have done it, bud. You could have not only practiced the life sport, you could have made a lifelong friend.
That's right. Zeke and Amy. So then I'm telling Jeff about these texts. I'll tell you what Jeff Engle has. A lot
Charisma,
of accent.
panache,
Yeah.
great head of hair.
Yeah. Keep going.
Really annoying wife.
Jeff has a lot of accidental
I feel like that was kind of funny. And it was because you teed it up so nicely.
I did. Hitting the links with Zeke and Amy.
There it is, back to the tea. And I didn't even do that on purpose. That was
Okay.
good. That was kismet.
Callbacks. So
Callbacks to kismet.
Jeff has a lot of accidental texts that he gets, and he told me he thinks it's because his colleagues in Asia prefer to message on the WhatsApp instead of on standard texting.
That makes sense, though. I would imagine that does not subject you to international fees and such.
Yeah, I think that's it. And so he gets a lot of them, just so many. But he said it's weird because his picture, like he has a profile picture, so people can see.
Okay, who they're
him,
texting.
right? So he got this one, Helen.
Yeah, sure.
Long time no see. I'm Angela. How are you?
Okay, so a lot of that is problematic because Jeff looks like a lot of things to me.
Yes.
Jeff does not look like a Helen.
No.
Long time no see
Sure.
implies that we've seen each other at some point.
And I'm seeing your face.
And also, not this is Angela, I'm Angela.
It's an intro.
Long time no see, I'm Angela. How are you?
Yeah.
To me, all of that doesn't make sense. And the only explanation to me is that's in broken English, and that's a person who doesn't really
Could
speak
be.
English, and maybe that's why the I'm Angela.
Maybe. But still calling him Helen.
Well, sure. Sure.
It made me laugh so hard. He's got a lot. He's combing through them, and he's going to share some more with us. But this was the best thing Jeff got via WhatsApp. Okay. It was a digital card. Okay. And it was a pastoral scene with a deer, and there was a bird riding on its back.
Sure. Someone's Patronus.
Someone's Patronus.
Someone's Patronus.
Bird riding a deer. And it says, true friends will always back you up. They will never back out, but get back up.
Okay. I mean, and that was it? No message to accompany it?
No.
Listen, I kind of want to start a service where we just send out little encouragements like that to people. Just, here you go.
From Guillermo.
Just listen, Guillermo's unsolicited text message service.
It's not the National Day of Encouragement anymore, guys, but he's out there making the world a better place.
Well, he travels the world spreading his encouragements everywhere he goes. He's the Johnny Appleseed of encouragement.
We just got to get him to Guam.
God, can you imagine? Not only will that be where America's Day starts, it will be starting with words of encouragement, and everything will be amazing. That will
Guam will be overrun.
That's the touch point. If we can start the day off in Guam with Guillermo, America's fixed. We fixed it all. Y'all don't even need to register to vote. Guillermo just fixed it all.
That's right. He's
Just
not
sit
even
back.
running for office.
Sit back with your kids, take care of them, and have some queso because the votes are in.
The votes
are in, and Guillermo's taking office in Guam. That's what's happening.
What? Only on this podcast will that make sense. So what you been watching, reading, or listening to this week, B?
I actually have I prepared for this part of it today because I always hate.
I feel like last week you were really
but
just not. Yeah, you weren't prepared. You were just.
Yeah. So-
you were like mentioning things that you had mentioned before. It's
Shut
like
up.
get your head in the game.
yeah, shut up. Listen,
Dozens of people are
listen.
waiting with bated breath.
That's true. There are dozens. They're out there. They out here.
Yeah, they are.
So this is, listen, back-to-back weeks. This is a Matt Toney find. And it is an album
T.
from 1969 that sounds very much like it could be like a modern day album, but like with like a gritty kind of vintage vibe about it. It is an album called Grits Ain't Groceries, and it's by someone named Little Milton, and it's awesome.
Okay, say again. Grits.
Grits Ain't Groceries.
Okay.
And it's very like rootsy, very bluesy, very, very cool. And Matt Toney found it and played it for me a few weeks ago. And I just started revisiting it this week. It's amazing. So that's what I've been listening to
Thanks,
this
Matt.
week. Yeah,
Matt,
he's a killer.
Sponsor us, Matty T.
Sponsor us with music recommendations, Matt Toney.
He's our
because
music sponsor.
He's better at music recommendations than I am at anything.
It's pretty good.
But watching, just absolutely binged the new season of Cobra Kai. Binged it up, man.
Okay, I need you to give me hope. Because the last one
I loved it.
took a dip.
I loved the last one. I loved this one. I love all of them.
Did you love it where Robbie...
Hey guys, spoilers coming.
No, I'm just saying where Robbie...
The dance scene? Oh. I loved how cheesy and gross it was. Yes.
It was so bad.
I
hated it.
I loved it.
That's when I stopped watching
Listen,
the last season.
I loved it so much. And I don't care what you say,
Okay.
but...
So the new season, is it the final season?
No.
There's more?
Oh, you better believe it. And they better hurry up because I want it.
Okay.
And I deserve it
Yeah.
as a lifelong fan of the Karate Kid trilogy. And
You are. And you were the one who was out here speaking the good word about Cobra Kai before anybody else even, when it was on YouTube.
When it was on YouTube Red, I got YouTube Red for it specifically.
Sponsor us, Cobra Kai.
Sponsor us, YouTube and Cobra Kai. Sponsor us, William Zabka, who
Please.
plays Johnny Lawrence.
What if we could get him on here as a guest?
I own...
Would you die happy?
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you who would literally have to come sit and hang out in this room is Levi Ballard because he,
Hi, Levi.
dear friend,
Dear.
he loves William Zabka.
Yeah.
But,
And Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
Like literally would, in years past, before Cobra Kai was a thing, would speak of William Zabka regularly to people. And they'd be like, who is William Zabka? And
Liked him before he was cool.
he'd be like, Johnny, okay, first off, William Zabka's always been cool. What I love is
Debatable.
that I own the Karate Kid trilogy on DVD, and they've got Karate Kid 1 on its own disc, Karate Kid 2 on its own disc, Karate Kid 3 on the front side of a disc, and they just slotted in the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank on the back of the third disc. She didn't get her own disc. She's an Oscar winner. She is the most decorated actor in the entire thing.
I totally forgot that she was the girl Karate Kid.
Yeah, she was. And I'm pretty sure Pat Morita, who played Mr. Miyagi, was nominated for an Oscar for his role. Someone will have to...
Which is ridiculous. Let's get real. Real talk.
He was, and this is from an episode of Community, but it's true. He was a war hero from Okinawa, who fought against his
Near
own
Guam.
fought against his own people.
Yeah.
Lost his wife in childbirth. The story of the Karate Kid is not the story of Daniel LaRusso. It's the story of Mr. Miyagi.
He catches
And
flies
so
with chopsticks.
That's you're not seeing to the heart of the creativity here. But listen, guys, watched that, loved it, and
That's good to know. I will revisit. Enough time has passed between me watching the dance scene and now that I'll go back and watch the end and then go back.
Yeah, well, when you get the chance, if you want to come over and watch all 3 Karate Kids and then flip the disc and watch Hilary Swank and the next Karate Kid on the back of the other one, you
Flip
can
the
do it.
disc.
So funny. When I remember the day I discovered it, I was like, oh man, they're not giving a lot of love to the next Karate Kid, which they shouldn't. It's kind of trash. But listen, the only other thing that I really can think of that I've been watching is I just rewatched the whole John Wick trilogy
Okay.
the other day because I can't not.
Jeff loves it.
It's so amazing.
Jeff loves it.
Keanu's amazing.
Do you know what I've done every time I've tried to watch it? Fallen asleep every time.
Gosh, with all the shooting happening?
With all the shooting.
Man,
Listen, my dreams are wacky.
Dude, it just instead of white noise, you need to start falling asleep to the sound of gunfights.
No,
Just
never.
so serene and peaceful.
I just can't do it. I can't stay awake for it.
Well,
and it reminds me of how you tried to get Crindy to watch The Matrix so many times.
Another Keanu Reeves
and
vehicle.
she would fall asleep every time.
And now to this day, if I start trying to speak about The Matrix to her, she acts like she's nodding off in front of me.
She does.
It's awesome.
It's a shtick.
It's crindy shtick.
Crindy shtick.
All right, what are you reading, listening to, or watching?
So we're sticking with Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and I told you it started out slow because of all the intros of new characters and all
Sure.
the setup. So now we are 4 in, and it has really picked up some steam.
Okay.
They continue to introduce new characters.
But they will never stop.
Right.
They will literally never stop.
They won't. And new lands and Middle Earth. I thought we'd covered them all. No. It turns out Middle Earth is big.
Isn't there that thing called, I'm going to say this wrong, producer, look this up, the Silmarillion? Is that what it's called? It lays all the groundwork for all the Lord of the Rings. It's like a completely separate book. And it has all these crazy lands and real Lord of the Rings nerds. Brendan will know it.
Hi, Brendan. Hi, Maddie. Our dear friends and
Okay,
newlyweds.
producer saying yes. Silmarillion, book by J.A.R. Tolkien, and it is a collection of myths and stories, varying styles from the English writer, and I think it just kind of lays a lot of groundwork and backstory for it. So strap
Not
in.
gonna read it.
Duh. But strap in because I'm sure they're calling on a lot of that for the new lands and things like that because it's, from what I understand, it's vast.
It's
vast.
Middle Earth. She vast.
She vast. She's tossed up.
She's tossed up. She looks like, she's shaped like every mom in a Pixar movie.
She's a vast land mass and she's tossed up, baby. She ain't no dwarf.
Okay. So I told you we saw Top Gun Maverick in the theater, but
Yes.
for Jeff's birthday, Jeff just got home from Malaysia. Check our analytics, see if we've got it download in Malaysia.
We have to.
And Australia.
Okay, we have to.
Because he did. And that was him. That was not new listeners in Malaysia. It's fine. He's working hard.
I've been saying it since we started this. We're never going to get traction in Malaysia.
Never.
It's just never going to happen.
He tried to get out there
He was
on the
out
street
in the
corners,
streets, just
passing out flyers.
Just chanting cold hands, warm hearts, and blowing a slide whistle.
Totally. And he got a few texts about it.
Yeah.
Helen.
Some encouraging ones, in
That's
fact.
right. So we watched Top Gun Maverick the other day at home, which again loses.
You lose a lot of the cachet.
So much. But this reminded me of when we did see it in the theater, and I meant to share this, and I completely forgot about it. But it was one of those times where I was incapacitated with laughter. I bent over in the hallway of the theater and cry laughed. We're walking out, and we're talking about the movie, and we got the kids with us, and I'm like, guys, that was so incredible. I was like, hey, what would is it called your call name?
Yeah, call sign.
Call sign. I was like, hey, what would your call sign be? I was like, hey, Hope would be Cheetah because she's so fast. And I was like, Asher, you'd be like Crasher because Asher Crasher.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, what would my call sign be? And Jeff, not missing a beat, doesn't even turn around. He goes, Buzzkill.
Oh,
I fell down.
that is why I love your husband
And
so
I
much.
laughed so hard. My kids were concerned about me. I
That-
had to sit down in the hallway.
I could not have come up with a better one myself.
Buzzkill. And then we determined that Jeff would be Poindexter.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Buzzkill's coming up on your left side, Poindexter. What are the calculations?
Well, actually, I've been flying with the lift on the front end of the plane is actually significant enough for me to roll to the side.
Let me pull up my spreadsheet.
Attack from the flanks. The coming in from your right side, missiles hot. 2, 3, 4.
What would your call sign be? Lindsay would be Chainsaw.
Biscuit tin.
I'm unplugged. I'm unplugged.
It's happening again, guys. It does not stop. Ever.
I haven't come unplugged in several episodes. Biscuit tin and Chainsaw.
Biscuit tin, Chainsaw, Poindexter, and Buzzkill coming in hot.
We would be terrible pilots.
Countdown to takeoff. Poindexter here, checking in.
I'd be like, you're going too fast,
Yeah,
Jeff.
you would.
Slow down.
You would. It would.
Think about all the people down below.
Just the lamest.
Don't riddle the beautiful landscape with the missiles.
Yeah. Wait a minute. See if they want to talk first. No use getting into a dogfight. I'm sure that they've got families back home, too.
Diplomacy. What about diplomacy? And Lindsay would be like, ring.
Yeah. We might not be here if you'd have registered to vote in the first place.
And you'd be in the back eating queso and chips.
And caring for your kids. Please. There's no point in fighting.
Top Gun, Buzzkill.
Top Gun 3, Buzzkill.
We'll be flying over Guam.
Oh, it has to take place in Guam. I hear that there's significant tax incentives to shooting your film in Guam.
Oh my gosh, Mindy, fact check that for us.
Check that for us.
So another thing that I've been watching that I want to recommend is Los Espookies.
You recommended that
on HBO.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage guys. This is like If What We Do in the Shadows, if you've watched that, met Nacho Libre. Mm-hmm. It's so quirky, so funny.
Spookies.
Spookies.
I had to change my robe. It was stinky.
Stinky.
Yeah.
It is so funny, guys. One thing I will say about it, though, is that we've been watching it at night before we go to bed. And I would say 80% of it is in Spanish, so there are subtitles. Mm-hmm. So at night, I kind of need my readers.
Yeah, and you get all worked up, and then you have to pop in John Wick so you can hear some gunfights and fall asleep. And fall asleep to the soothing sounds of John Wick killing everyone in the Russian mafia.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've also been listening to a lot of Penny and Sparrow.
They're great.
Just easy listening, beautiful ambient music. Mm-hmm. My favorite album of theirs is probably Tin Boom. But we're going to go see them in November at the Tower, and I'm so excited.
They're so
I'm
great.
Pumping myself up.
Yeah, I have to. That is a recommendation. I know several people who like them, but you're the first person that turned me on to them, and I'm a super big fan of them. They're great. Sponsor us, Penny and Sparrow.
Sparrow.
Let us come interview you backstage before your concert.
Guys, when I turned 40, we went to Penny and Sparrow at the Tower. Okay, stop. You're about to turn 40.
Yeah, but not yet.
Okay. So we were eating at this incredible restaurant down the street from the Tower called the Drake. And we were sitting there, and Brandon knew how much I loved them.
And this is before I might be too starstruck to do it now.
Yeah, because you didn't know them really.
Because I didn't know anything about them.
No, you guys were sweet and agreed to come with us. Mm-hmm. And they come walking by, just the two of them.
Just Penny and Sparrow.
Just Penny and Sparrow walking down 23rd Street with a bag of tacos, going back to their dressing room.
Yeah, sounds amazing, by the way.
Amazing. And Brandon, I was like, oh my gosh, it's them. Brandon leaps up, runs outside.
I left. I'm very agile, guys.
And tracked them down, brought them back into the restaurant.
Physically grabbed them by the collar and dragged them into the Drake.
To meet me. And they were so kind.
Yeah. It was super nice of them.
Andy and Kyle, and they shook my hand, told me happy birthday, told us they were on their way to their dressing room, the green room, to eat tacos, drink whiskey, and watch Parks and Rec before the show.
Yes, please.
Which made us fall in love with them all the more.
So amazing. The greatest.
Guys, that was a real highlight for me. Made my 40th birthday. Okay.
Ew.
Stop. Oh, get ready for all the oohs.
Stop being 40.
You're
thick.
about next month, man.
Sorry, well, no, you stopped being 40
buckle up.
years ago.
That's right. Okay. Forever 39. So, Crindy Reviews. I got a good one.
Okay.
Crindy Reviews The Great British Baking Show. There's a new season out.
People love that. People love British people baking.
It's so good. It is the sweetest, purest
Never watched
thing.
it.
Okay, here's what she says. Christmas has come early to the Birdwell house. God. I have been eagerly waiting for season 13 of The Great British Baking Show, and it's here. First, I have to tell you how I became acquainted with this gem of a show. A dear friend invited me to her cabin in Colorado in September several years ago, and a freak snowstorm trapped us without water in her condominium for 4 days.
God.
All we could do is watch
Harrowing.
television. And we binge watched 11 seasons. trying not to think about the situation we were in. I knew we had a hit on our hands when Cake Week and Biscuit Week.
Biscuit Tin Week.
Biscuit Tin Week transported me away from the reality of having to melt snow to flush a toilet. This wonderful show, which is not just a cooking show, has thousands of quirky amateur bakers from the UK apply to be in the tent in the English countryside where they'll be given seemingly insurmountable baking challenges. These people are architects, nuclear scientists, firefighters, grandmothers, etc., and they are so nice to each other and celebrate each other's victories. There are 2 judges who are also quirky as the dickens. One is aptly named Paul Hollywood and is a pompous little banty rooster who enjoys the power of being a judge on a baking show, and 2 comedians that are just so strange, but it tracks with the show. I'm told the series is like the Super Bowl in the UK, and to be on it is the pinnacle of achievement, which I also love.
That is wild. That's the pinnacle of achievement.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Listen. This is what she says. Listen, it's so pure that the winner doesn't even win any money. They get a trophy, which I think can also be used as a kitchen tool of some kind. In summary, run, don't walk to Netflix and watch the Great British Baking Show, and we'll discuss who are our favorite contestants and how mean Paul Hollywood is to them. She loves it.
There's a lot to it. I've never watched it. I will need to do it this week.
You will love it. You will love the way they pronounce sponge cake. Sponge cake. It's delightful. Hopi and I watched together.
Would you like some sponge cake? Sponge cake. What you got there in it? Beans in a sponge cake, Brenton.
Beans in an old leather shoe.
Do you like a full English fry up with your sponge cake, mate?
Is that how they talk?
Oh, pretty close.
Very refined.
Guys, we want to make a plea for ratings and reviews. Go to anywhere you listen to this podcast.
Anywhere.
Click on the 5th star. It fills it right in.
Yeah.
No word
You don't
for
even have to click. You don't even have to click all 5.
No, just one click.
Just the one on the far right.
Yeah, fills them all in for you. Write us a review. We'll read it on the pod. You might win some. Well, are we talking about that company anymore?
Yeah, we'll still do it because we have an executive on our team now.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Don't forget about him.
Oh, I would never.
You already did.
Hi, Grady. We'll give you gum.
We'll give you gum.
If you write us a review, we'll give you gum. And the reviews really help us so much.
Yeah.
Really quickly, I want to give a quick shout out to Keitha, who's been listening to us from the beginning. Hi, Keitha. Hi to your husband, Wally. And hi to my friend Tamara from high school, who listens to this on her way to work. Learned that this week. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
One of the funnest parts of this podcast is connecting with all of you.
Totally.
Guys, as we close today, I want to say this. True friends will always back you up.
Gosh, stop it.
They will never back out.
Is that your warm heart?
But get back up.
The deer with the bird on its back is your warm heart for the day?
No. My warm heart for this week is that Jeff is home. He was gone for 9 days to Malaysia and Australia. And it's just so nice to have him back. We've been watching Los Espookies. And it's been so lovely.
Well, that's just something else.
My husband warms my heart.
My husband warms my heart. I love him so much. I like to make him suppers and rub his feet. I like to tell him he's the strongest man that I ever seen, and he provides for our family so good. He's so good. He's so strong. He gives me the strength.
What's your warm heart?
My husband gives me the strength to carry on. I don't know what I would do without him.
What's your heart?
Black. No, my warm heart. This past weekend, we did a belated birthday celebration for Ben, and we had some of his friends over, and they did like a little sleepover. And having that many kids around me was not my warm heart, but getting to watch
3.
It was 3. It's too many.
Welcome to my world.
Sweet. No, they were great. They all had fun, and it was just fun
Sweet
to
boys.
celebrate Benny and get to have a good time doing that. So there you go.
My husband is the greatest man who's ever played a sport, who's ever made a song, who's ever built a sandcastle from the ground up. He's a perfect man.
Buzzkill out.
Hey, thanks guys for listening to Golan's Warm Hearts. Please give us a rating review. Share this with your friends. Send it all over the internet.
Yeah.
All the way to Guam.
Bye.
Bye.